Biden's plan to raise Social Security benefits. How much will the raise be, and when is it actually going to happen? Also, how does this raise relate to the SSI program, Supplemental Security Income? All of which we're going to be covering in this video, so let's get into it right away. Welcome everybody, thank you so much for joining me. If you're new here or if you haven't done so yet, first off, welcome to the channel, and please make sure to hit the subscribe button right down below the video, as it is totally free to do so. Thank you. I truly appreciate each and every one of you here. Let's get into this. So President Biden campaigned on his big, bold plan to reform Social Security benefits and ultimately raise benefits. Well, as of right now, many of us know no raises have taken place quite yet, which ultimately leads to many of the following questions. How much is this raise actually going to be? When is the raise going to take place? And how does this raise relate to the SSI, Supplemental Security Program? Well, these are actually really good questions, which we're going to talk about in this video. We're going to lay this whole plan out and talk about what it actually means going forward and when we could potentially see some of this reform actually take place, as many people on these benefits have been waiting a very, very long time as their purchasing power continues to deplete each and every month as prices continue to rise as a result of inflation. Many people are reaching out saying, we need change. We need a raise on our benefits. When is this going to happen? We thought we were going to be getting a raise soon. Can you give us some information? So let's lay this whole thing out and kind of put a timeline on this according to some experts that I've been reading about out there. So let's go through this one at a time. All right, first question being, how much is the raise going to be? Well, in accordance to President Biden's plan to reform Social Security and raise benefits, I'll just tell you simply what he wants to do. He wants to raise benefits to 125% of the federal poverty line. Now, according to my research and according to my calculations, right now the federal poverty line is $12,880 per month, okay? So if we divide that out on a per month basis, that comes up to $1,073 per month. However, that's just 100% of the federal poverty line. Now, he wants to raise it to 125% of the federal poverty line, right? So again, let's run the calculation. We take $12,880, which is the federal poverty line, we multiply it by 1.25, which brings us up to $16,100 per year. Okay, let's divide it by 12 now. 16,100 divided by 12 is $1,341, which is what we anticipate for his raise to bring benefits up to, 125% of the federal poverty line at this time. However, that is as of right now in mid-2021. If this plan just so happens to go into effect next year, well then the federal poverty line is most likely going to go up from there. So again, the calculations would be changing a little bit, but this is as of right now. Okay, so that's question number one. Question number two being, when is this actually going to take place? We need the raise like yesterday, or more like last year, right? Or more like, let's be real, we needed the raise like a decade ago. But either way, that's just what we have right now. All right, so when is this raise going to take place? Here's the unfortunate part. Now just stick with me for a minute. As of right now, according to all of my research, their top priority at this time is to make their way through these two plans that are currently on the table, the American Jobs Plan and the American Families Plan. These two packages, infrastructure and stimulus. We've talked about these plans multiple different times here on the channel, so I'm not going to go into detail on them in this video, but this is their top priority right now. And we do know that that Congress is going to be back in session starting tomorrow after their little break here, and they're going to try to hammer these two things through over basically the next 3 to 4 weeks or so. So we'll have to see what actually happens, but according to the research that I've done and experts out in the field who apparently are watching this stuff and know kind of what's going on behind the scenes, they're saying, according to what they're seeing, after these next two plans, the American Jobs Plan and the American Families Plan, are done and over with, passed, and they're done, completed, completely forgotten about, then these experts are saying it's highly likely that they will start looking at this reform to Social Security. So potentially later in 2021. I know, I get it. It's much later than most people want. But again, at this point, there's not a whole lot we can do about it, right? We just need to kind of hang out and wait because we're kind of at the mercy of them, just waiting for them to get all their work done so that they can get these packages done and over with and then move on to the reform of Social Security, as President Biden's plan has indicated. All right, so that's kind of the timeline we're looking at as far as what these experts are saying. Now, I'm just going to be honest with you. I'm not one of these experts, okay? I'm just giving you the information that I'm finding, but it's these experts out in the field that I find when I do my research, okay? That's just what they're predicting. Now, again, everything could be pushed back because we know that Congress sometimes drags their feet on things and they're kind of slow, so who knows? Hopefully they can get to this relatively quickly, maybe like in the fourth quarter of 2021. We will have to see, and of course, I will keep you posted. All right. So I hope that lays it out. Let's talk about SSI now, because a lot of people want to reach out and ask, okay, sounds great. I love this raise, but how does this relate to the SSI, Supplemental Security Income Program? Now, here's the thing. SSI, as many of us know, is not Social Security, but rather it is a separate program that is administered through the Social Security Administration, okay? So, technically, according to this raise that President Biden has laid out in his plan, would not include SSI. However, hang with me for just a minute. We're going to keep going because there is promising information out there on SSI, okay? I'm kind of trying to lay this out in chronological order, as in how this whole thing would play out. As we know right now, actually, I reported back to you about a month ago. There was a report that came out saying that there's 18 Democratic senators who have resurrected the SSI Restoration Act, and they are revisiting it once again. Well, within this SSI Restoration Act, there's actually a lot of goodies in there. One being raising benefits to 100% of the federal poverty level. Well, remember back from just a couple minutes ago, we went through the calculation of the 100% of the federal poverty level and what that would come out to on a monthly basis. Let's run through it one more time. Because we have this SSI Restoration Act that is apparently being reviewed by these 18 Democratic senators, and we also have that letter that was sent over to the president asking him to raise SSI benefits once again to 100% of the federal poverty level. That letter went out to him, probably 2 or 3 months ago, asking him to include this raise into the American Families Plan. But let's run through these calculations one more time, and I'll tell you what the raise would look like for SSI in accordance to these other plans, okay? So here's what it is. They're calling on a raise of SSI benefits to 100% of the federal poverty level. Well, as we said just a couple minutes ago, the federal poverty level as of right now is $12,880 per year. If we divide that out on a monthly basis, it comes out to $1,073 per month. Okay, so that'd actually be a pretty nice raise considering right now the SSI limit or SSI payment amount right now on a monthly basis is $794. That's $279 per month of a raise that people would be getting from $794 up to $1,073 per month. $279 is the raise. So, yeah, not bad, right? So, anyway, I wanted to lay this all out to you right here, right now, let you know where we stand with this plan. I get it. A lot of people have been reaching out to me, asking me, what's going on with these raises? We've heard so much about all these different plans out there, all these people talking about all these raises, but we haven't seen anything in our checks yet. What is going on, and can give us some information? So this is the plan out there right now. Unfortunately, we got to wait for these other two plans, the American Jobs Plan and the American Families Plan, to be passed before they apparently want to open up this whole reform on Social Security. So, unfortunately, we might be waiting a couple more months until they even just start talking about this. However, there have been people in Congress, throughout the Senate and the House, that have been coming out with different proposals and ideas and kind of really coming up and saying, hey, we need to do something about Social Security and just, raise benefits and give these beneficiaries additional benefits because, they're having a really hard time right now. In fact, about, 3 weeks ago or so, I actually released a video talking about some testimonials and some stories out of some retired people who are living on like $709 a month, who are basically saying, hey, this is doing nothing. My rent is like $700 and I'm getting $709 a month from my benefits. This formula just is not working anymore. You know what I mean? So that was an interesting video, by the way, as well. So anyway, I hope this helps you out for those of you who have been wondering about these raises and the SSI reform and all of this business going on. I hope this answers your questions as to how much the raise will be, when we could potentially see this happening, and how it all relates between Social Security and, of course, the SSI program. So let me know if you have any additional questions. I can always make a follow-up video if I need to, but otherwise, I will continue watching this very closely as I do everything else out there. And of course, I will keep you updated as we get more information on all of this. Thanks again, everybody. Please make sure to hit the subscribe button right down below the video. Share this one with your friends, family, and social media so that they can be informed of everything going on right now as far as these raises, Social Security, SSI, everything else that's going on out there right now. And of course, go back and check out any of my other nearly 1,300 videos right here on the channel. Thanks again. I truly appreciate you. Enjoy your day, and I'll see you again in the next one. I'll see you.